afternoon. My name is Danny, and I'm going to be doing today the first chapter of the Gospel of Matthew. We're going to be trying to do a chapter a week. Every week, we're going to try and do one chapter to explain the Gospel to just make it easier and more understanding, because a lot of times people will read it and they won't understand. Now, the first chapter, chapter 1 of Matthew, is divided in two headings. The first heading is from chapter 1, is from 1 to 17, is the genealogy. You can just fast forward if you don't want to hear it. But for those that do, I'm just going to read it. You can read with me. Matthew 1, 1 to 17. The book of genealogy of Jesus Christ, the son of David, and the son of Abram. Abram begot Isaac. Isaac begot Jacob, and Jacob begot Judah and his brothers. Judah begot Perez and Zeriah. By Tamar Perez begot Hezron, and Hezron begot Ram. Sorry if I'm pronouncing the names a bit wrong. I'm not good at pronunciation. Ram begot Amminadab, and Amminadab begot Nahshon. Nahshon begot Solomon, and Solomon begot Boaz. By Boaz begot Obed. By Ruth, Obed begot Jesse, and Jesse begot David the king. David the king begot Solomon by her who had been his wife of Uriah. Solomon begot Rehoboam, and Rehoboam begot Abiah. Abiah begot Asa. Asa begot Josaphat, and Josaphat begot Joram, and Joram begot Uzziah. Uzziah begot Jotham, and Jotham begot Azar, and Azar begot Hezekiah. Hezekiah begot Manasseh. Manasseh begot Ammon. Ammon begot Josiah. Josiah begot Jenukiah, and Jenukiah and his brothers, about the time that they were carried away to Babylon. And after they were brought to Babylon, Jenukiah begot Sentil, and Sentil begot Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel begot Abid. Abid begot Eliam, and Eliam begot Azur. Azur begot Zadok. Zadok begot Akim. Akim begot Elid. Elid begot Eleazar. Eleazar begot Mathan. Mathan begot Jacob. And Jacob begot Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom was born Jesus, who is called Christ. So all the generations from Abram to David are 14 generations. From David until the captivity in Babylon are 14 generations. And from the captivity in Babylon until Christ are 14 generations. Okay. So that was 1 to 17, the birth, the genealogy. Now, why this is important is you need to know the bloodline from Abram to David, and from David to Jesus. This is very important to follow the bloodline. So you also know who was whose mother and father. If you wanted to know who was Mary's mother, Mary's father, you can find it just by looking at the genealogy. Now we'll go to heading 2. Which is the rest. It is 18 all the way to, just want to make sure here, 18 all the way to 25, the birth of Jesus Christ. Now, I'm going to read it, then I'm going to explain it to you. I'm going to explain the headings to you and what this basically means to make it easier. So here we go. Now the birth of Jesus Christ was as follows. After his mother, Mary, was betrothed by Joseph, before they come together, she was found with child of the Holy Spirit. Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man, and not wanting to make her a public example, was minded to put her away secretly. But while he thought about these things, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream, saying, Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take you Mary, your wife, for that which is conceived in her of the Holy Spirit. And she shall bring forth a son, and you shall call his name Jesus. All right. For he will save his people from their sins. So all this was done that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the Lord through the prophet, saying, Behold, the virgin shall be with child and bear a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which translate God with us. Then Joseph, being aroused from sleep, did as the angel of the Lord commanded him, and took him his wife, and did not know her till she had brought forth her firstborn son, and he called his name Jesus. Okay. So now if we go through, we start by 18. So now here, this is where Mary finds out basically, okay, she was pregnant, right? And 19, Joseph tried to keep Mary a secret because they were not married, and he was scared that they was going to spread rumors of them sleeping around. So he wanted to do a secret. And later he wanted to divorce her because, he wasn't happy that she was pregnant, and, it wasn't from him. So the angel told him not to do this and to take and marry him, and that the child is from the Holy Spirit. So she didn't cheat on him. And he understood, and he did what the angel commanded him. In fact, also, they called him, Joseph also called the son Jesus. The angel also commanded Mary to call her son Jesus, which they did. They called him Emmanuel, which means God with us. Now, Emmanuel was just another name for Jesus. Jesus had a lot of names. Emmanuel was one of them. I just want to make something where in 25, where it says that Joseph did not know Mary until the firstborn, which was Jesus. That does not mean that he didn't know, Mary didn't know who, Joseph didn't know who Mary was. Joseph did know who Mary was. What the Bible means that Joseph did not sleep with Mary again until Jesus was born. So obviously, Jesus was the firstborn, and only after that then they had more children. Jesus had cousins, he even had brothers. So yeah, that's the first chapter, and that was the birth of Jesus Christ. If there's any question, just leave it in the comments below. Hope you liked it, and remember, follow me because I follow Christ. Thank you.